The Galactic Interspecies Academy floated serenely in the L4 Lagrange point between Proxima Centauri b and its moon. Within its crystalline corridors, students from 47 different species prepared for what should have been a simple cultural exchange event. Bring your pet to school day. Bella Martinez checked her chronometer for the third time in as many minutes. Leo was late. Again. Your human companion will arrive, yes, chittered K-Thresh, her Vexillian roommate, antennae twitching with barely contained anxiety. The insectoid's compound eyes reflected the soft bioluminescent walls of their shared quarters. He'll be here, Bella assured her, though she wasn't entirely certain herself. Leo had been cryptic about his choice of pet, refusing to answer her increasingly desperate messages over the Neuralink network. The other students had already begun filing into the Academy's central biodome with their companions. Bella had seen them through the observation ports. The Centaurian had brought something resembling a floating jellyfish that hummed in ultrasonic frequencies. The Drenthian student carried a crystalline entity that fed on radio waves. Even the notoriously reserved Krell had presented a small creature that existed partially in subspace. Then Leo burst through the entrance, slightly out of breath, carrying a standard Earth origin containment crate. Sorry, he panted, his dark hair disheveled. Had to get her cleared through quarantine. You know how paranoid they are about Earth fauna. Bella's eyes widened. Leo, please tell me you didn't. The crate meowed. Every alien in the immediate vicinity froze. K-Thresh's antennae went completely rigid. A passing Methylox student accidentally sublimated into their gaseous form from pure shock. You brought a cat, Bella hissed. Leo grinned, that insufferable human expression that had gotten them both into trouble more times than she could count. Meet Sergeant Whiskers. He opened the crate, and a small orange tabby cat emerged, completely unconcerned with being over 4 light years from Earth. She sat down, wrapped her tail around her paws, and began grooming herself with the dignity of a creature that owned the universe. The reaction was immediate and galaxy-wide in scope, at least within the Academy. Professor Xyloth, a harmonizer whose species had achieved interstellar travel 3,000 years before humans discovered fire, approached cautiously. His translation implant struggled with the concept. This creature, it is an apex predator from Earth. Well, Leo said thoughtfully, she's an obligate carnivore descended from desert ambush hunters. She can see in near total darkness, hear frequencies we can't, has retractable claws made of keratin that can cut through flesh, and she can fall from significant heights without injury due to her riding reflex and flexible skeletal structure. Sergeant Whiskers yawned, displaying an impressive array of teeth designed for tearing meat. A void-born student whose species existed as patterns of electromagnetic energy actually flickered in distress, and humans keep these as companions for comfort. For thousands of years, Bella confirmed, unable to suppress her smile. She'd grown up with cats. She knew exactly what was about to happen. The demonstration began innocently enough. The Academy's xenobiology instructor, a tentacled Quellan named Dr. Vrash, had set up analysis stations throughout the biodome. Each student was invited to present their pet's unique characteristics. When Leo's turn came, he brought Sergeant Whiskers to the center platform. The cat, sensing an audience, decided to perform. First, she demonstrated her hunting prowess. Leo had brought a feather toy, a simple stick with synthetic feathers attached. The moment he began moving it, Sergeant Whiskers transformed. Her pupils dilated to maximum aperture. Her haunches wiggled as she calculated trajectory, velocity, and impact point using a brain that, while small, was optimized by millions of years of predatory evolution. She pounced. The alien students gasped, those with respiratory systems at least. The cat moved with liquid precision, zero wasted motion, perfect economy of energy. She caught the feather toy midair, twisted, landed on her feet and looked immensely satisfied with herself. "Note the calculating intelligence," Dr. Vrash observed, all 7 of his eyes focused on the cat. "The precision, wait, what is it doing now?" Sergeant Whiskers had spotted a sunbeam coming through the biodome's transparent aluminum panels. She walked directly into it, flopped onto her side, and began purring, a sound that registered on the Quellen's auditory sensors as something between a quantum engine and a small earthquake. "That sound," Kthresh exclaimed. "Is it a threat display?" "No," Bella explained, unable to contain her laughter. "She's happy. Cats purr when they're content. The frequency is actually therapeutic. It can promote healing in bones and tissues. Your predator produces healing frequencies when satisfied." A crystalline student rotated its entire body structure to better observe this phenomenon. "This is paradoxical." The real chaos began when Sergeant Whiskers decided she'd had enough of the sunbeam and wanted attention. She walked directly to the nearest alien, a towering Drenthian whose species mined asteroids with their bare appendages, and head-butted its lower leg. The Drenthian, capable of surviving hard vacuum and asteroid impacts, looked down in absolute terror at the small orange creature demanding affection. "It's attacking," someone shrieked. No, Leo assured them quickly. "She wants you to pet her, it's affection." "You want me to touch the predator?" "She's really soft," Leo offered. After several moments of tense negotiation, the Drenthian carefully extended one massive digit and gently touched the cat's head. Sergeant Whiskers leaned into the touch, purring louder, her eyes half closed in bliss. The effect rippled through the assembled students like a chain reaction. Within minutes, there was an actual queue of alien beings waiting to interact with the cat. The Methalox reformed into its solid state specifically for this purpose. Kthresh vibrated her antennae in a pattern that Bella had learned meant extreme excitement. Professor Xyloth observed the proceedings with what Bella had learned to recognize as his species' version of amazement. "I must revise my dissertation on human psychology," he murmured. "Any species that domesticates apex predators and treats them as family members is far more complex than our initial assessment suggested." "Wait until you learn about dogs," Bella said cheerfully. The harmonizer's skin color shifted through several concerning shades. The day concluded with Sergeant Whiskers being voted the most fascinating pet in the academy, much to the chagrin of a Vortexian student whose pet could literally manipulate local spacetime. But the cat had one final surprise. As the students gathered for the closing ceremony, Sergeant Whiskers apparently decided she'd had enough social interaction. In typical feline fashion, she found a human-sized cardboard box that had contained some of Leo's supplies, squeezed herself into it despite the box being slightly too small, and refused to acknowledge anyone's existence. "Your predator creature now hides in inadequate shelter," Dr. Vrash was taking copious notes, "despite having access to superior accommodations." "If she fits, she sits," Leo said with a shrug. "It's a cat thing." The Quellen's tentacles writhed in confusion. "I will need decades to understand Earth psychology." Bella and Leo exchanged grins. They'd done it again, reminded the galaxy that humans and their pets were delightfully, terrifyingly unpredictable. As they prepared to return to their quarters, Kthresh approached nervously. "Bella, Leo, would Sergeant Whiskers accept a visit? I have researched cat treats on Earth databases." Looking at her roommate's hopeful expression, then at Leo's knowing smile, then at Sergeant Whiskers emerging from her box to see if anything interesting was happening, Bella laughed. "Sure, but I'm warning you, she's going to own this entire academy within a week." The cat meowed once, a sound of absolute certainty. "She already did,"